Cadillac is doing something we may never see again, giving us one last shot at a true American V8 powerhouse. The 2026 CT5-V Blackwing isn't just another facelift. It's the final stand of Cadillac's roaring V8 era, paired with the fresh new design and cutting-edge tech like a next-gen OLED dash. But here's the twist. While this car celebrates the past, it's also fighting to stay relevant in a market rushing toward electric power. So, is this farewell worth the hype, or just too little too late? Let's find out. When you think Cadillac, you probably imagine luxury, comfort, and that unmistakable American road presence. But in recent years, Cadillac has also become a serious contender in the performance game, especially with its V-Series lineup. Now, with the 2026 CT5-V and its mighty Blackwing, Cadillac is stepping into a unique moment in automotive history. Why? Because this may very well be the final chapter for Cadillac's legendary V8 engines. On the surface, you'll notice a sharp new facelift, updated styling that brings the CT5-V in line with Cadillac's modern design language. But beyond the sleek exterior and aggressive stance, there's an even bigger story. This isn't just another refresh. It's Cadillac trying to prove it can deliver old-school performance thrills while keeping up with today's demand for high-tech interiors and futuristic features. And the stakes couldn't be higher. With EVs dominating headlines and buyers expecting advanced digital dashboards, Cadillac needs this car to hit a sweet spot. Classic muscle mixed with cutting-edge innovation. In a moment, we'll break down everything, from the exterior design changes and interior upgrades to the performance numbers and pricing that could make or break this car's appeal. But first, let's see exactly why this launch is sparking so much buzz across the US market. Now let's get into the details that really matter. What's new, what's exciting, and what might make this CT5-V Blackwing one of the most talked about Cadillacs in recent memory. First, the exterior. The facelift is subtle but powerful. You'll notice sharper lines across the front fascia, a wider grille that gives it a bolder stance, and sleeker LED headlights that tie into Cadillac's evolving design language. From a distance, it looks menacing, like it's crouched and ready to pounce. Around back, the quad exhaust tips and aerodynamic tweaks send one clear message. This isn't just luxury, it's muscle in a tailored suit. Step inside, and the story gets even more interesting. Cadillac has fitted the CT5-V with a massive curved OLED display that stretches across the dash, creating an almost cinematic cockpit experience. It's not just pretty, it's packed with Cadillac's latest software, offering crisp graphics, intuitive menus, and plenty of customization. Pair that with high-quality leather, carbon fiber accents, and surprisingly spacious rear seats, and you get a cabin that balances luxury and aggression. It's a car you'd want to drive hard, but also one you wouldn't mind taking on a long road trip. Performance, though, is where this car earns its legend. Under the hood, the Blackwing variant still roars with a supercharged 6.2-liter V8 pumping out well over 650 horsepower. That means blistering acceleration. Think 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, and the kind of exhaust note that makes your spine tingle. Cadillac is also offering a 6-speed manual for purists, something almost unheard of in today's market, alongside a lightning-fast 10-speed automatic for those who want maximum efficiency on the track. But here's where things get complicated. While the V8's raw power is intoxicating, fuel economy is predictably poor compared to today's turbocharged 6-cylinders and, of course, electric rivals. And while the OLED dash is gorgeous, Cadillac's infotainment system has historically been hit or miss in terms of responsiveness. The big question is, has Cadillac finally solved that problem here? And then there's the elephant in the room: pricing. We'll get to that soon, but let's just say the number might surprise you. The real question is whether this blend of old-school muscle and new-school tech will justify the cost, especially as buyers weigh it against luxury EVs and German competitors. So what stands out most about this car? Let's break down the highlights and drawbacks you absolutely need to know before considering one. And here's where things get real. Numbers and specs are one thing, but what happens when you actually push the 2026 CT5-V Blackwing to its limits? Fire up that supercharged V8 And the car doesn't just start, it growls. The exhaust note is raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically American. On the road, you feel every bit of that 650-plus horsepower. Acceleration pins you back in the seat, launching from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, with a surge of torque that seems endless. But what's even more surprising? The control. Thanks to Cadillac's magnetic ride control, the Blackwing doesn't feel like a blunt instrument. It's sharp, responsive, and surprisingly refined, gripping the corners with the confidence of a European sports sedan, while still reminding you it's packing a beast under the hood. Switch it into track mode, and the car transforms. The steering tightens, the suspension stiffens, and every input feels immediate. Drop a gear in the manual, and it's pure driving theater, something almost extinct in today's world of quiet EVs and downsized turbo engines. It's the kind of experience that makes you forget lap times and focus purely on the thrill. But it's not all perfect. Push hard, and you'll notice the gas gauge dropping almost as quickly as your jaw. And while the OLED dash is stunning, it can sometimes feel like it's trying too hard to mimic the futuristic interiors of EV rivals. Still, in a market that's rushing towards silence and software, the CT5-V Blackwing delivers something bold, loud, and refreshingly mechanical. The real question is, does that make it the ultimate send-off for Cadillac's V8 era, or a beautiful but flawed farewell? Let's break it down. So, after everything we've seen, where does the 2026 Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing stand? In many ways, it's the ultimate tribute to Cadillac's performance legacy, a supercharged V8 sedan that blends brute force with surprising refinement. The highlights are clear: jaw-dropping power, the option for a manual gearbox, sharp handling, and an interior that finally feels competitive with German rivals. For driving enthusiasts, it delivers the kind of visceral thrill that's becoming nearly impossible to find in today's market. But it's not without trade-offs. Fuel economy is predictably poor, and for buyers who live in a world quickly shifting toward electric power, that may feel like a step backward. The OLED dash is a visual showpiece, but some might see it as Cadillac playing catch-up to luxury EVs and tech-heavy competitors. And then, of course, there's the price, which puts it head-to-head with BMW's M5 and Mercedes-AMG's E63. That means Cadillac isn't just fighting nostalgia, it's battling some of the toughest players in the luxury performance game. So, who's this car really for? If you're an enthusiast who craves raw horsepower, loves the idea of a manual transmission, and wants to own a piece of history before it disappears, the CT5-V Blackwing is tailor-made for you. But if you're chasing cutting-edge tech, zero-emission bragging rights, or day-to-day efficiency, this may not be the best fit. In the bigger picture, the CT5-V Blackwing reminds us of what we're losing as the industry shifts to EVs: the sound, the feel, the drama of a roaring V8. It may not change the direction of the market, but it certainly makes sure Cadillac's V8 era doesn't fade quietly. Now, the big question is, would you choose this final V8 over its European rivals, or hold out for Cadillac's electric future? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe for more reviews and comparisons just like this.